welcome to another edition of One Way, where we go one way to the west, eat the food, and go. Of course, I'm going to remind you, this is on a phone, so you hear me tapping, scratching, that's the surface, and sound might get muffled every once in a while because the speaker/microphone combination is in a terrible position where my hand winds up covering it. Oddly enough, this is being recorded literally the day after the laundromat from the previous episode because you might hear it. It's raining, and I am in my car waiting for work to open up. And speaking of opening up, how about the tree line? Weather's not supposed to be all that great today, although... And we can move. So I'm in the car waiting for work to open up. And it'll be about 15 minutes, so get a little extra momentum going. And why is there not a bed in hand? And we can X, and we hit the X. So I'm hoping, and we should with this extra day of coverage, even if it's maybe a couple more bits like this one. And I hear that my first morning breaks might still be raining. It might even be crap the whole day. I at least have this extra segment to make sure 10K, which is a goal every week that I want to do. And village? Yep. I don't think the zombies work right. Yeah, brown wool's not going to help. This isn't going to help either. How about float here? Yeah, we can't sleep there. Come on. Go, go. Food. And we have to waste bread so that we can definitely recharge and have the strength to keep going up with the heart level. Alright, we can go fast now. Just having to walk to where the cows. Yeah, I can move. I like movement. Any little bit we can gain today. Even if just this 15 or so minute segment of waiting for work to open will get us a little closer to our hopeful minimum 10K a day, which we failed, I believe, a couple times on doing. Last couple of times we kind of barely got by, more so the episode before the previous. Yeah, too hard to get to that sheep. I think I see a village or some kind of structure up ahead. Well, the phone must be getting remotely warm because it's starting to struggle. We found the villager we needed before I got all the bread that I needed. Moving forward, I don't remember triggering that. Yeah, that time that double tap to run better have worked. Ooh, a ruined portal. Too bad I don't have an diamond pickaxe. But we can still maybe find a chest with some obsidian. We can switch. Get rid of that. At least it's something. Oh, wait a minute. And we hit the X. So right now, because we don't have a diamond pickaxe, we want significantly more than 20 pieces of obsidian, because if we screw up placement and dive in the water and place blocks we're not asking for placing, alright. I'm the first one here today. Someone else just arrived. I don't think it's anyone who's opening the building yet. We can run. X. Hit a button about 3 or 4 times before it realizes I want what I was asking for. okay, we can turn, we can move. I'm actually pushing move buttons and nothing happens. When I walked up to that tree, I literally had my finger directly on the backwards button and nothing happened. That annoys me. Why are we not running? And it looks like the building is about to be opened up, so we are going to stop right here and call this segment a segment. Okay, next segment. It's looking like maybe the whole day is a loss. So we'll have about an hour of extra footage at the least. So I'm borrowing someone's office as a studio. Last time I did this working on a weekend, I used a conference room, but you know, the office is much closer. Wow, that was practically perfect. Whoa. Well, it wasn't that deep. Well, that was deeper than I thought it would have been. One thing that sucks about swimming is you can't see the lily pads till they're pretty much on you. Well, I was going to say, and the good thing is it kept the running pace. And then that happened. No. Alright, we gotta keep moving. No. See mountains on the left. Trying to avoid that. like we may not be avoiding it. That's a failed clearance. No. Turning didn't happen fast enough. Yellow bed there. Poops and giggles, let's just see if this thing can go fast enough to determine if errors are possible yet. And that jittering is not it. Yeah. Supposedly it's close enough, but I ain't seeing it. Not the most exciting thing to look at, but we got an ocean and a sunset. Maybe there is. It seems to stutter a little more heading east to west than it is north and south. I mean, yeah, this thing's a bit weak, so it struggles to keep consistent, but I think there is a very slight bit of inaccuracy at this point. Yeah, like trying to talk. And closer towards center, or 0. thing about the ocean is, as boring as it is, it helps get us to our destination a lot faster. Such a crappy day. And of course, we can go in a straighter line, which means the file space is less, and I have it set to simulation of 4 chunks, so it only loads 4 chunks in any direction past where the chunk that I'm currently in. And it helps keep the file size down. So a lot of the generation to the sides, which are rendered at 14 chunks, isn't saved. It'll have to be regenerated by the game. That is, if we ever plan on going backwards. I mean, on rare occasions we backtrack a little. This is going to be the tiniest mesa biome I've ever seen. Here's another one. There's no avoiding this one. Mesa with icebergs. Like I said, that weird turning that happens when sputtering, that's the phone. I'm willing to be in this biome so long as we're not throwing giant cliffs in the way. Like in Watch Me Suck at Minecraft, the humongous biome that I have there. It's nothing but cliffs. Ooh, desert temple. Okay, what we need to do is move this goes here, and those go there. I will not have time to explore it right now, but what we will do is go inside, light it up, and there's only one way in. Not sucked. Anyway, I'll stand in this corner where it's safe. We'll go in the opposite way we normally do. Next segment, whatever that might be. Alrighty. Left wondering what's here. So what we're going to do is a little bit different. So apparently there might not be enough jiggly yet. I'm going to dig straight down because there should be a structure here. This point will just look to be sure it still exists. And of course kill that. A little too far with that. Anyway. Meh. We could definitely use that. I'll put that there right now. And somehow that was ejected and I got it back. Well, the sunset made it pretty easy to tell which way to go next. No matter how I set that up, I always wind up smashing into the ground. Alright. Yeah, I think this whole thing's going to be shot, weather-wise. And away we go. You know what? I think we can punch another tree. And we should be good for a while. We got a decent amount of wood on us now. Well, that was badly timed. Oh, never saw one of those puffer fish in the ocean. Of all the years it's been in the game. Well, it hasn't been that many years, but honestly, never saw one in action. I'm going the wrong way. Okay, I wrecked it. Okay, now we can change. There's no escaping the land. There's another good jump in. Alright, it's getting close to yet another break about to end. What I'm going to do is, when it's time to sleep, we'll call it a segment. Which is pretty close. So I see a clearing right there. So I'm going to go over here. Call it a day. And we're back. For day one's adventures, it ends in this segment, the lunch break. So about 20, maybe a little under 25 minutes, because unlike the breaks, if we go over, we pay for it. Yeah, that's the way we want it. Kind of bring it back to zero. And we're not horribly off. But, you know, rein it in a little bit. We kept the margin of error on the north-south axis to thousandths of 1%, which is pretty good. So hard to get the boat to go exactly the right way. Good enough. First of, I think, possibly 3 days this week. And I'm counting this workday Saturday as the beginning of next week. Because typically on Fridays is when I go to the laundromat, and that's when I consider the weekly show ending. So they go Saturday to Friday, usually. Ultimately, it ends when I'm at the laundromat. So I have to push it off for a day or two, then that's when it ends for that week. But for 2 weeks in a row, we were lucky or unlucky, depending on how you look at it, that the weather was good, and the only time I didn't was at the laundromat. Good thing about the bad weather is that we can go even further and see whether failure or success happens sooner. Any day now, we should see something. We're seeing something, so as the sun gets a little too low, we can at least land somewhere. I do see the sun coming. So we'll go a little bit further. If we don't see land, we'll double back. Alright, we're not seeing land. come over here to place a bed, continue the sailing. Take the boat and the bed and put it where I put it. Wants to fight me every step of the way. Oh, of course, more land appeared after. Immediately after. I'm surprised at how smooth this has been running. Must be absolutely dead. is a creeper. So, yeah, we're going to have to waste a bed to ensure our safety. And back we go. Zombie came around the corner. Just keeps on going and going, doesn't it? We're well past the 10K that we try to give you every week, for sure. 241 was the next 10K minimal acceptance level. 13. I think the free ride might be coming to an end. Yeah, it's filling in. Go there. Actually, you go there. This goes there. And the next bed goes here. Frog in the throat. I love those. No Smiths. And the sheep's long gone. No Smiths, so stone sword it shall be. For a minute I thought I saw acacia rooftops, thinking if I walked from one village and right into another. I like when those happen. Although I saw it too little too late anyway. Well, we got a lot of favorable terrain. Not a whole lot of rebuilding, but plenty of good terrain. And two of those. We will end it with this sleep for at least the first day of progress. Another savanna, mesa or badlands, depending on your school of thought. call it a video at this point. So we'll sleep it off and call it good. Almost 14K of progress. Any day now. Until next day. And here we are at the dryer washing cycle here. Laundromat phase.
Alrighty. Long time no speech. Pardon how I sound and things that may not sound very lovely for this entire week from the very beginning of this particular episode recording session to now. I've been dealing with, those who know me know it as the most wonderful semi-annual time of the year, and the spring allergies are usually the worst. And I know on Saturday you definitely heard those rearing its ugly head. I'm still congested, but for the most part it's done. Actually, feel better than I sound. Way better than I sound. And even moving. Anyway, there was a definite Karen in the laundromat, so just pretty much kept everything quiet and left the dryer wide open, so obviously didn't care if anybody else wants to walk around or just move in general. So this is again the laundromat phase. We are on the washer cycle right now with probably another 20 useful minutes if this thing wants to actually do something. I wonder how far we would get if this phone actually would be able to move. Bet we'd be at about 300,000 by now. If we got the exact same scenarios playing out now that played out on a device, as I said, that could actually do this. And we can jump. And we can jump. Oh, wow, this was worse than the slideshow made it out to be. It looked like it was like a tiny little drop. Put a couple of blocks in and we could get out. Not quite that tiny. Heading the right way? Of course not. Every now and then I forget to check and I wind up undoing progress. And speaking of undoing progress, mountains! Yay! Unfortunately, we did not find any obsidian in that chest, or any diamonds in the in any of the loot chests so far. And we can turn and turn. I like to turn the player when I turn. As you see, every time I turn, the phone's remotely warm now, so it's going to start to because that's too much to ask for it. Of course, we could actually do something I've asked, and that would be even better. I'm wondering if I already need... I know it doesn't necessarily affect the gameplay. And we can go up, place, turn, place, turn, next bed, sleep. Let's shut this dryer that Karen didn't think anybody wasn't going to walk into. In a sense, we're in the wrong way because, as I say, we like to try to keep the Z coordinate as close to 0 as we can because it reduces the file size of the world, as if not using a simulation distance of just 4 chunks, or 4 trunks, is not another big part that helps keep it small. It's not even 600K yet, and we're at 250. And creeping along. We need to find more portals, we need to find smithies with diamonds. Possibly even a gifted diamond axe, and then we can start using the express lane again. And we can grab that. And we can run. There it is. There's run. We like run. It makes the game go faster. Notice how doing anything now will completely bog down the game, just like killing that sheep. That was a lot of effort. Imagine if I pulled up the calculator and asked it to add 2 numbers. Imagine a phone that can do that without struggling. And as I was going to say, now that things here in the United States are getting much, much better, and now that the apparently there's only one company in the entire world that makes microchips now, and now that they have been getting back up to normal after a fire, it looks like things might be getting back to normal in that department. Now they just have a massive coronavirus outbreak. And no, I'm not thinking it's funny. It's just ironic that they figure out one problem, walk right into another. We should put a sizable dent past 250K. I wonder if we would be far enough to see errors. Apparently it's possible, but with the frame rate of this phone and this phone in general, it's really hard to tell. And then when I piece the videos together and we're not running, kind of important. We're not running. Why are we not running? Need to be running. Although that was only one block thing, and we probably didn't need to run. But yeah, we're getting to the point now that we can probably get a new phone that'll actually play this game decent. As I was saying, the way it looks on the phone versus how it's performing in the actual video looks quite a bit different. And we are once again slowing down to nothing. And this is not a distance thing because, like I said, the previous world that we no longer play, you did anything in it and it slowed down like that. And nowhere in any of that game, well, except for one area, do we go all that much further away from the 0 point. There's one area where the mansion was. It's like 20,000 blocks out. That's pretty much the only real long-distance thing in the entire world. And yet, you do anything, and just like this, it just becomes a slideshow. Because you're asking it to do anything. about 1,600 plus to go. Yeah, I don't like drifting, like I said, the z-axis all that much. But if it actually makes forward progress a little faster, then what's it gonna hurt? Uh-oh, I'm asking it for turning. That's a massive process. We can move. I like moving. Moving makes the game faster. And you know what? You're a time waste at this point. Alright, villages with smithies would be a good thing. Yeah, I don't like where that is. So, what we'll do is we'll put this here. We're gonna plop, plop. Check our bed count. We're still alright, not the best. Gonna move that there, gonna move that there, move that there, that there. We're hitting a button. I know it's complicated. We're hitting a button. We're hitting a button. It's very difficult. Yeah. See how many of those we can cook up as we place a bed. Not the best time in which to sit and wait, but that's what we got to do right now. In fact, I'll be sure that I'll save some of those. The golden pickaxe that we were gifted is about gone, so we might have to make a stone one eventually. I got the extra cobblestone to make that happen. About 8 more usable minutes on the washing machine before we go to the dryer phase and watch this thing crawl on its butt. So about 1,300 before the 250,000 mark. I know people have done this on, they do this on the alpha version of the game, or I think it's the alpha version, or there's a point in beta where the 32-bit integer was replaced with a 64-bit integer. This is a 32-bit world, and I guess so it runs on other systems and other platforms. It's not a 64-bit. Anyway. Alright, you are going to not be there. That'll be where Mr. Boat goes. do is change that out. And grab the boat. And so slightly to the left, that's perfectly fine. I think we've almost spent 400 blocks, almost 500 blocks off to one side on the z-axis. Like, the only reason we try to keep it as close to zero as we can most times is what I've mentioned many times, file size. The more we go to one side, the more chunks we're loading, and the bigger it gets. Whereas if we keep it as straight as humanly possible, it won't be generating extra chunks we don't need. It'll never be perfect, and that's fine. Oh, suddenly the game's picking up. It must be a dead ocean, is what I'm trying to say. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1K to go before we hit 250. Winter might not necessarily be a bad thing, might not necessarily be a good thing. And if it's an island or an edge that we can just simply go right by, that's even better. It's not looking very good on that department. The harsh drop on the left indicates that there's more. Yeah, there isn't really a wind here. Oh, we already selected it. Just a matter of turning. Fun. Try to turn. Contemplate on looking up, because that might be a direction we want to move. And we can run, and we can run, and we can run. There we go, running. Or slide showing slightly faster. I mistimed that because I thought it wasn't taking the run, then the view changed to show otherwise. Yeah, there was a drop there, but we got through that one, only to hit this one. And surprisingly, the way my luck usually is, we didn't go crashing down. Okay, we turn. Move. And we can move. I like movement. Yeah, it's turning into a project again. Move. I like moving. Moving is 100% better. So of course, the goal was we could hopefully hit 250 before the dryer phase, but that's kind of asking too much, especially for a phone that can't handle the simple thing of moving. Anyway, as we struggle to even just point to a direction, there we go. We'll pick it up from here. We're back for the dryer phase, which I initially said during the start of the washer phase, because I was too quick, because we had a Karen. She didn't give me any trouble, but yeah, it seemed to be had the F you kind of mentality. Now we can brake. We can brake. Kind of important. There we go. Big drop. Randomly whacking stuff. That's the one flaw of touch screen capability of this game is when you touch the screen, it assumes you want to go whack at things. You have to hit it while your finger is moving. That way it'll register as simply guiding you along and not trying to do something. And 250K. So you can see this thing struggles so much, it's barely even, the sun doesn't even go at an even pace. It suddenly just jumps into position as I run 6, 7, 8 times. Although that time it only took 2 attempts. Use some villages. Replace a couple of beds that we've used. And also hope for some obsidian or diamonds. Or diamond pickaxe, just to make that something I don't have to do. Alright, so get across the way here. Oh, you almost did it, but you slide showed your way too far to one side. So right about here, we'll turn, place a bed, and we always try to face towards where the sun is setting, which is also the direction in which we are trying to move, which is west. So we're 250,000 kilometers in this trek. Boy, I really hate to see what happens on 100-degree days with this phone. Sheep, but it was just easier to go by. There we go. A little more this way, we can move forward. Suddenly are up here. First, as we let's grab a yellow one. So, boat time yet again. Or do we waste our time doing that? The only reason to spend time underwater is so that we move ever so slightly faster, because now the overworld above the surface isn't being rendered all the way. Now we gotta go up. Running out of air. Dolphin power, finally. Desert flow is not good. Closer to zero, follow this little part of the river that goes through deserts. That's 4 times I double tapped so that we could run. Only to not be running now. Six times. Perfect. Now we're getting very stingy with villages and stuff. That's not exactly something I'm very thrilled of. For a minute I thought I saw the roof of a village. Nope, just another sand dune. Let's go this way, this way, this way. Get a little more than a half hour of useful time left. And then we got planes again. Sort of. I probably went by a very deep hole and didn't even really care, which I really should have. And there's a village. Let's run to the village. Operative word is run, which we know once we get there it's gonna get so slow that it can barely do anything. And speaking of barely, I think this is one of those that barely qualifies as a village. there. I'm gonna borrow it for today. That's a free bed. We don't want to mess with that one. Because if we die and we lose that bed, I just screwed myself. Alright, so nothing I care about here. Nothing I care about there. Turn. Move the player. You know what? I'm not chasing you down. You want to... Okay, we can turn, not hit him. So that would completely ruin things. And we can turn and turn.
Huh?
Did we take? Yes, we did. Too bad you're a librarian. I can't do anything with you.
Oh.
Take that. And this one. And we can move the player. Get rid of that. We don't need that thing. Alright, slowly going through this village, what seems to be somewhat usable. Alright, I think we just went through there. And we're randomly whacking at things, because why not? How are we in beds? Oh, we could use another one. And we didn't stop. We just keep on running. That's what I want. And we're not turning. Turn, turn. See, we could make this, but you need to be turning. Turn. Alright, for some reason we went backwards. Well, we went through the whole thing. Alright, this generally winds up being halfway decent progress material. But we still were maintaining running speed until I need you to. 5 times there. Yeah, at $250,000. I still wonder where the math error will happen. Some people say some people have seen the mathematical errors before the point that we've reached. I'm not sure, because like I said, this phone isn't exactly the quickest. I'm thinking I might actually be seeing them now. I just don't know. The very obvious cue is not exactly there. Or it's so small that, as I mentioned, the frame rate of this phone is just abysmal enough where you don't see it. Still-ish. Seems to sprawl amongst the view. And of course, as soon as we get near, it's going to asprawl. Yeah, that's enough of those. I don't know how much help you will be. Fisherman. Not much of anything. I like turning. I wonder when we can do that. Pointless homes there. That was interesting. Don't care. Nice jump. As long as we're running. Now we're doing halfway descent, and it disappeared because oh, do I need a phone? This served its purpose quite well. Stay underwater while it struggles less. 'Cause it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to physically draw the overworld. I mean, it has to know that it's there, but a minute I thought I came up on a building. Maybe a village with a church. It looked cobblestoney. Again, 6 times before it realized, hey, that double tap means he probably wants to be running so it can go faster. Yeah, so we're ignoring sheep and everything right now because we're just trying to cover distance so that we can set our spawn point a little closer to whatever goal we wind up making. If we get anywhere. Oh yeah, that's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see roof forests because those are a nightmare. About 20 minutes to go if we can just layer a little bit. Seriously? Is there a spot that I can just... Well, answer is yes. Is there a spot that I can just place a bed and sleep the night? There, now we don't have to worry about it. Just a river, or yeah, it's just a river. That's a donkey. On a small screen, that was kind of like a mystery thing. Of course, if you're watching this on a computer or a TV, it was pretty obvious because your display isn't 5 inches. If you're watching it on a phone, then maybe, or you might see it slightly larger. And if you're watching it on a device and you're holding the thing vertically, what the hell is wrong with you? Village! And it's an abandoned one. But that doesn't mean we still can't find something. But we're looking for specific buildings. We don't see it, we don't care. That big heavy bell is resting on a cobweb. Interesting concept. Yeah, if I remember, I always try it, is see if I can spot the math errors. I swore there was a smooth point in which it actually was somewhat visible, although not the artifact we were looking for. But it appeared that there was some visible floating point error in where it thinks I am versus 0, 0. And ignoring the z-axis, because that's 0 to 255, so it doesn't matter at all where that is. Might get somewhat close to 260K. Like maybe 257 or a little higher. Dryer's got 18 minutes to go, so we have about maybe 16 usable minutes. Okay, twice I hit it and twice it actually did. The slide showing kinda hid the fact that it accepted my double tap. And I completely missed the jump button there. Can't say it ignored my tap. Alright, how many times am I going to have to push this button? I'm going to use the oddball. Nope, I didn't ask for that. I asked for that. And that can go down, and this can go down here, out of the way. Where it can be useful a little later. Something can happen. Double jump didn't work. That would have been asking a lot from a slideshow. Go this way. Sometimes I try to jump this so that it'd be a little closer to clearing the sides so you don't lose speed when you bump the edge of the world. And we press the button. The lime green one in its place as we sleep. As we sleep. And we're probably going to make it just barely, and I mean just barely to the next day. Yeah. None of those worked. Big drop. And we can turn. Well, that didn't work like anything else mostly. Looking where you want to dive doesn't work in the touchscreen version. Alright. This way. Again, another beautiful jump. Another ruined portal, maybe some obsidian. Yay, we're up to 4. Alright, did we have any junk we want to get rid of? No. Just want to be sure of that. Any little bit that helps. We got 5 ingots to 5 ingots to more than enough to craft a pair of leggings if we ever get to the, as they say, the fast track. Another that hasn't, for the most part, treated us all that well. And of course, in the last episode, we died because, of course, the one place I dug had to be lava. Just had to be. That worked. But hey, you know, 2 more, that means we're that much closer. We need at least 20. Although without the diamond pickaxe, then we're going to need more than that. And let's try again. Keeping score, it took 3 times for run to execute after double tapping. Whoa, stop. This is what I hate. Why I hate the slide sideshow. For the final push, 256. We're probably gonna almost get to 257K. Well, that almost went textbook. Now if we can just move the player. The player's not moving. That's a problem. Yeah, I mean, not like this. And we can turn. That almost was responding. That's quite good. Press jump, nothing happens. I think what we will do is end it when we can run. We can run. Okay, if this is going to end in an ocean, we're just going to end it here. Unless I can see something immediately. Don't see anything. So if we can turn, that would be good. I like turning. Can we? Okay, we can place a bet on the ice. That's a good thing. We're going to place Mr. Boat into the ocean. We're going to turn. We're going to place. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's almost time to call it a day anyway. Hit the button. Up there. What we'll do is place this here, place that there, throw that in there. Not worry too much about that. And a couple of beds here, which we need to get out of position here. And we're suddenly triggering something we shouldn't. So anyway, that'll be it for one way. We'll pick it up after we sleep. 25,364. Let's see if we can spot the error. I don't know if we can. tell. No. It's hard to tell. It sputters too much. Anyway, alright. Brake. Brake. Alright, we will be able to sweep it off. And then... oh, good. 256 degrees. 60 and change. Alright, so that'll be it for this episode of One Way. GeorgeF551 saying, hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.